Hey guys, I hope you had a great day. It's hot as hell over here in the Golden Lions Den. Let's say the Golden Lions Den. Incredibly hot. Just finished up a workout, a leg workout, which I haven't done in quite a while. And I think basically all the other things I haven't tried in quite a while. But getting back into it almost feels like, yeah, you could say I'm getting back into it. Kind of feels like that. I sometimes shift the gears between what I'm doing, kind of giving yourself recovery. It's like, I've been doing it for, sure, it's now about 15 plus years. So you find a pace, and then you kind of here and there you can ease up a bit. But I've gone through all the excitement of starting out, never taking a break. You know, I've played around a lot with various nutritional options. So that's why, of course, the diets that you guys get, it's been sifted out between various options. That it's always way just to kind of, especially in a short term, kind of manipulate the nutrition to get the desired results. And then always sticking and keeping it as healthy as possible. Of course, that's why I'm always advising multivitamins and adding things here and there. And it always feels like I'm kind of going overboard with it anyway, even though I know some people will even want to add stuff, outside of what I recommend. And I know, and that's cool. And I also do certain things with, every now and again, I would maybe bump up my vitamin D or bump up my vitamin C or do these various things. The other day I was having a little bit of restless legs, restless leg, and it was just a little bit of a change up in my routine. But adding iron back into my supplements daily quickly solved that. Which was, it's not always something I want to believe, but it is really that easy sometimes. We always think the worst, oh, you got a shoulder pain, it should be a shoulder operation, or it's this, or it's that. And sometimes it's just a stiff bicep, a stiff chest. It's, something that you can figure out without having to spend thousands of rands to fix it. But now I'm going on a tangent again. I could talk hours about stuff like that. And it's because we do it in various aspects. We always think the problem is much bigger, and the solution is much bigger. It's not just, I've read a lot of various books on types of philosophies and ways of thinking. And it all the books I agree with, like there's a little bit of a confirmation bias, of course, to the stuff I like to read. But it always comes back to, it comes from you. The answer you're looking for, it's in you. I provide you guys with guidelines and this and that, that I can recommend you follow, that get you to your goal or bring you into a better position, or various things we're all trying to troubleshoot, right? And at the end of the day, it's still you that needs to do it. They've got the expression, you can bring this or that type of animal, I've heard every type of animal in this, to the water, but you can't force them to drink, right? And it's kind of the same, and it's not that I would want to bring you to certain waters. That's not what I want to do. You came to the water. You know what I'm saying? It's just standing there looking at it. And sometimes when I work with athletes, it's interesting them not drinking the water. It's like, you came here. You said you're going to try it out. Just take a test, and do it for a couple of weeks. Stick to it and really commit. At the end of the day, it comes from within you. You need to do. I read an interesting quote today saying, but it's like being demotivated or being motivated. It's all up to you. It doesn't matter. It starts with you, And that's where the solution's going to lie. It doesn't matter what you're looking for. The answer will be inside of you. Believe me. It's just, it feels sometimes, I get frustrated because I would say this thing and I would see something coming and I'll tell an athlete, look, this and that and this and that. And at the end of the day, they would still go in and do that, And that's okay. It's like I tell them afterwards, you see what I was talking about? Oh, now that makes sense. I'm like, it's like, it doesn't matter me sometimes even kind of warning or saying this or that. We each have to go through our own way of learning and, processing information and deciding what's going to stick, what you're going to keep and what you're not going to keep, But the thing is to keep on being motivated. And how do you do that? Where's the answer? Right inside of you. I think that's the one thing I really realized, that could be, I think a big point was my 2018 trip I did. And we were at some part in the airport walking through, and I just thought like, and it was actually a big train of thought that I was talking to Greta about something, And it came down to, they got an expression in Afrikaans, bloed uit 'n klip uit tap. And I tuned out, I said, we were here and we were, I wonder what the English expression for that would be. And somebody's going to probably say something that means exactly that, understands Afrikaans and English. But it's kind of, I express it in a way that, a tree that can water itself, if that makes any sense. I remember also like talking like something like that, about something like that. But it's the idea that you should be able to have the motivation to do what you should do inside of you. I know sometimes you feel you'll be depleted, and in times like that, you feeling depleted and you feeling demotivated is probably the same thing, right? And then sometimes you just you go to one or other person that really motivates you and just checks their videos out, or not even that person motivates you, even just the videos they make motivate you, Maybe it's something you relate with, maybe it's something this, or who cares, who gives a shit? At the end of the day, it's the thing that gets you going, right? And that thing, I always say, don't attach that value to something outside of you. If that's going to be the thing that's going to get you to the gym, right? It's almost like having a training partner that you rely on. That's a good and a bad thing. Because if your training partner is not going to be at the gym, are you going to be there? Are you going to be that guy, that gal, that one that's going to be there, like regardless if your training partner is there or not? Are you going to go pick them up? Do they have to be there? Are you helping them so much to go pick them up and even take them to the gym just so they can be there, so that guys can train together? You know what I'm saying? It's like the motivation needs to be, even if it's you climbing up a hill to be able to go get there, maybe it should be uphill. Because then it's only those that would work for it, that would deserve it, that would then earn it. That, you know what I'm saying? That's why a lot of these things are uphill. And I mean, how easy, speaking to an athlete recently, like how easy and simple it really is to just follow a diet. Like, it's interesting, right? It's like one of the easiest things to say, here's a nutrition, just eat it. How hard that is for people to do. It's so hard. It's like we'll put ourselves in cages and boxes. We'll be scared of many things. We'll be in doubt, and we'll be anxious about a lot of things we don't know jack about, right? But just about you following your diet, that's difficult. That's and it's like what? Don't think that I'm not guilty of that. Believe me, it took me a while in my career to I think to really commit, and finding, sometimes when really to get to that last little bit, it's a sacrifice you have to make. It really feels like that when you work with athletes that compete and they get down to I always say you're in the trenches now. And some of these athletes, if you're watching this video, I fucking hope so. If you're at least fucking getting some motivation from, please, my God, Anyway, that gets guy getting in the trenches. It's going to be tough. You're going to not feel like man, and the nutrition always, especially when I prep, I try to at least, so the diet's civil. So at least it's not really screwing up your day too much. But there is really some things that, you can't get over, that it makes you realize, if you're looking at somebody that's in a number one position in an international level show, or at a very high level money show, or whatever, or in any sport really, there's somebody doing something that separates them from hundreds or thousands of athletes in that field. You have to know that there's that little bit that nobody sees, that 1,000 athletes never get to. It's not like I can tell you do that and you do it for 2 weeks and you say, oh, that was so difficult. It's not even like that. I'm going to tell you, you're going to have to do this for 6 weeks, right? And then you're going to think that that's going to get tough. And then we're going to go another 4 weeks. And then you're going to tell me it's going to get tough. And I tell you, look, we're about 10 weeks in now. There's another 10 weeks to go. And that's going to get tough. And then we go 8 weeks of that. And it's 8 weeks of up and down, because your mood, your motivation will come and go. And that's where that motivation of coming and going, that's where you realize that you have to take energy now to go try and fetch the motivation there, that you realize that I can't even deal with that shit. I need to do what I need to do just to get through, you know. That's kind of separates the, you know, the 1 from the 1,000 is those guys that are willing to do that. And you're at TGL, the golden line. That's kind of the idea of refining. That's where the gold comes from. And line, well, I'm a Leo, so that was kind of an easy call. But you also see that in kind of the mindset. You see a lot of champions across the world, not everybody, but a lot. You'll see the guys that I would say that that I admire in various sports. There's a lot of sports that I'm constantly keeping an eye on. And that when I see masters, it's all very good athletes. It always, they kind of relate to lines. I say, Greta, it's so interesting, the mindset, all of us kind of drift to that. You know, we can easily relate to that kind of mindset, to fighting for what you want. Because that's why you're here. You're not somebody that's trying, you know. There's something, you've got a goal and you're going to reach it. You know what I'm saying? You're going to reach it, right? That's the deal you made with yourself. That's why you're here. So I'm here and we'll get you there. I've got your back. No fear, no doubt. So I'm not going to show you guys. I wanted to show a workout tonight. Obviously it was already 11 minutes and I don't want to cut any of this. And the other video I cut a lot of it out. You'll see a little bit of cutting, played around with that, made the video a little bit shorter for you guys. But this video I'm going to put it in. I think it's important just to kind of, for you to start working on, and let me tell you, I think a lot of you guys have it already, but to start working on relying on yourself, finding something in yourself that motivates you. For me, it's like I've got them like bottled up, the various things that motivate me. For me, it's like picking something off the shelf, like tomato, like, you know, smelling vanilla, whatever, like bubble gum, you know, whatever, like different fragrances. Those are like the various things that motivate me, that I can just pick it up, say, there I go. That's the mindset I'm working towards. For me, I can even do it with music, but music on it just really gets me motivated, because it's from what it kind of resonates with what's inside you. There's lots of music. If you're listening to music, I love music. It's, you know, it's all the time, everywhere. I love music. So if you can relate to music closely, you'll probably know exactly what I'm saying. Certain music, certain songs just get you in a certain mood. So if you have something like that, I get a song and I'll listen it to death, to threads, and then I'll get another song. I'll put it on repeat if I have to, so I can really connect to it. So when I need it, I play that, and I've got the mindset ready to go. You know, that's just the way for me. I've learned to holster these types of things. You know, having to be in various, we're having to wear different hats with all the various things I've been involved with over the years, you know, hosting shows, coaching, competing myself. So it's all these various things you learn to juggle, and controlling your mindset, managing your time, all these things I'm talking to you guys about. I know all of you have other things that you're doing. You know, it's always my kids, my family, my work, my passion, my this, my that. I love those stuff too. I also have various things that keep me busy. So that's just the kind of mindset so that I wanted to talk to you guys about. Have a great night, and I'll see you tomorrow, which for a lot of people will be kind of an off night. Rest and enjoy. And if it's not, then it'll probably be Thursday, but remember to take a break. And of course, be grateful and drink your water. Cheers, guys.